I used to think I was entitled to fat loss. And I was an idiot for thinking this. And here's what I mean when I say entitled. So I believed, naively, but I believed that if I wanted to get leaner, all I needed to do was eat less, move more. And calories in, calories out. Doing that was going to get me to my goal, and I was going to be happy and shredded. And for 10 years, off and on, I have ping pong between various states of health and not so health. And during that time, what I've really learned about myself is that I wasn't actually ready to do fat loss for 10 years. And I do this for a living. I do this professionally, and I was not ready for a fat loss phase. And I would say the last 6 months is the first time in my life where I've actually been ready for a fat loss phase. And here's what made me ready. And here's how you can know that you're actually ready to do that. First, my sleep sucked. I was sleeping 5, maybe 6 hours a night. And on the weekends, I would play catch up and try to sleep in really big one day, right? And so I was operating just with energy levels that weren't incredible. I would crash at like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, like dead to the world, almost like I needed a nap before bed. I was not eating really well. I was tracking my food, which is more than most people, but the quality of food wasn't good. I was, hitting my macros by doing things like eating candy and, chugging a ton of protein shakes, protein bars, just chicken all the time. Not a ton of like nutritional value to stuff. No micronutrients, really low fiber intake, not a lot of like fruits, veggies, things like that. And so I was just operating from a really just not good fuel source. And my energy levels showed it, and my results showed it too. I was skinny fat. I was storing a lot of water weight at any given time. My inflammation was through the roof. I had no jawline, which I'm starting to get now again. And I just didn't feel great. And so I was dumping all this activity on top of things to make up for my shitty diet. And so I was running myself into the ground with training. I was always injured. I always had something going on. I would say only this last like 6 months did I really start to dial things in. And here's how I know they're dialed. One, I started eating whole foods, like actual quality foods. I started buying organic. You can argue in the comments and say it doesn't matter. It does. And so I started eating more organic foods. I started drinking a lot more water. I started prioritizing sleep like it was my job. I'm getting 7+ hours every night. I haven't done that since I was a teenager, and I'm 38 years old now. I reduced my training volume. I stopped training 7 days a week. Yes, I was training 7 days. I would run 3 days a week. I would lift 4 days a week. And I would even train jujitsu 4 to 7 times a week. My body just was never getting a break. So I fixed all those things. And here's what has happened for me. I have maintained a healthy body weight. I've gotten leaner. I've gotten rid of a lot of inflammation. My energy has shot through the roof. I'm consistently hitting 30+ grams of fiber every single day. I'm nailing my micronutrients, and I'm actually enjoying eating this way. I'm actually enjoying living this way. I have more energy. I'm in a better mood throughout the day. And now I'm about to enter a fat loss phase for the first time in my entire life with an actual strong foundation and where I'm confident in doing so. And so I share this because I have a lot of clients that will say, you know what? I'm ready to lose weight now. I'm frustrated with how I feel. I'm ready to make a change. And they feel entitled to losing weight. Well, we haven't covered the basics yet. We aren't sleeping enough. We aren't actually tracking our food. We don't even know what we're doing with our food. We're not even eating whole foods consistently. You haven't had a vegetable in 5 years. Why are we even talking about a fat loss phase right now? We need to be nailing these big, big things before we start focusing on like the small thing, which is fat loss. And I know saying fat loss is a small thing sounds almost insulting to someone who's been 40 pounds overweight for 10+ years, but it is a side effect of all of these other things. So that is why I am such a huge proponent now of dialing in our sleep first. Dialing in our basic nutrition. Are we getting enough fiber? Are we actually eating enough fruits and vegetables? Are we hitting adequate protein from whole animal sources, not a bunch of shakes and bars? Are we actually doing those things? What's our stress like? How are we actually managing that? Are we getting less screen time? If we're doing all those things, then you deserve to go into a fat loss phase. And you might not like hearing this news. I might be killing your puppy right now by saying this, but that's my job as a coach. If you're not doing those things, you're not ready for a fat loss phase. Now, here's the good news. All of the stuff I laid out is an essential part to have fat loss. So it's not that we're wasting time and we're not losing weight right now. We're doing all these not so sexy things on the front end to make losing weight and losing fat in particular a more effortless process and to set you up for a long-term success and a life of health, and not just a 6-month sprint of having health and losing it, which we've all done before, but truly having optimal health the rest of your life. If this approach sounds like something you benefit for, if this approach sounds like something you would benefit from, click the link below to book a call. If you're already a client, amazing. Let's get you even more dialed in. We are happy to help in any way. As always, let's all win, baby.